Welcome to step 3 in the DoX Get Why training system. After you introduce our business to others, your next step is to determine whether they're open to learning more. For those who have an interest, your goal will be to take them through a logical belief-building process to the point where they make a positive decision to join you in this business. The more effective you are at leading these people through this process, the more people you'll add to your team. The days of using salesmen's selling tactics to close people to purchase a product or join a business are over. Gaining positive decisions is about treating people with respect and courtesy. Today, people do business with people they like, trust, and believe can help them with their needs. Another important factor to remember is that you're looking for business partners with whom you'll work with for many years. This business is about finding the right people who truly have the need or desire for the benefits offered by our company, and then working together in a win-win relationship. After you have successfully introduced our business, your next step will be based upon your prospect's area of interest. Knowing their area of interest may be obvious based upon your conversation. However, if it's not apparent, you will simply need to ask one or more questions in order to categorize their interest. Let's take a look at the 3 categories people could fall into after learning about our business and what to do. Category number 1, people who have no interest. When you've introduced our business to people who show no interest in our products or business, here's what you should do. Remain upbeat and do not appear to be disappointed or discouraged. Thank them for taking their time to review your business, and request permission to stay in touch. You could say, "Would you mind if I stayed in touch with you from time to time and let you know how things are going?" Staying in touch with people is very important because many people who will join our business will be people who weren't interested the first time they learned about Unicity. By staying in touch, they will see that you have remained committed to your business. Then, if the timing in their lives change, they will often take another look at what you're doing. Category number 2, potential customers. These are people who have an interest in using one or more of our products. When you have introduced the Unicity business to people who have an interest in using our products before considering our business, here's what you should do. First, answer any questions they may have about our products. Then, explain the price. Highlight the money-back guarantee. A Unicity customer can return our products within the first 90 days of purchase for a full refund, less shipping and handling costs. And lastly, ask for a decision. If the decision is positive, arrange a time to get together if they're local so that you can get them started and explain how to use the products for best results. The sooner that you can schedule this appointment, the better. Be sure to always keep a small inventory on hand so you can get your customers started while their interest is high. And then the third category, these are potential franchise partners. These are people whose primary interest is in the Unicity business opportunity. When people are open to learning more about our business, your next step is to take them through our 5-step formula to gaining a positive decision. Let's review it together. Step 1, strengthen relationships with prospective business partners. What do you believe is the number 1 factor in people's decision to start their own businesses with Unicity? Is it Unicity, our products, our training and support, or our company's management team? The answer is none of the above. It is you. If people don't feel a connection with you, it doesn't matter how good our business is, they won't join it. This business is all about relationships. Building meaningful relationships are not only necessary for people to choose to work with you, but they are also the glue that holds your business together. If you treat the people as friends rather than objects from which you will earn a profit, you'll be much more successful. Step 2, identify people's reasons for considering your business. By understanding why people have an interest in our business, you can customize your comments so that you can show them how they can achieve their goals. If it's not obvious from your conversations why they are considering your business, just ask a simple question like, "Terry, if you were to do something like this to diversify your income, why would you do it?" Encourage them to talk about their needs and desires. Have them elaborate on each point and listen carefully. often there is a list of reasons, and you want to make sure you understand each of their top reasons. Here's an example. Suppose you have a prospect by the name of Pam who is considering starting her own business because she wants to start building a college fund for her 2 children. Now you know her number one reason for looking at our business, because most of the time, the first reason people give you is their top reason. Compliment her for going the extra mile to help ensure a good education for her children. Then, show an interest in her children by asking about them. She'll gladly share with you because, like all parents, she is proud of her children. After discussing the importance of saving money for her children's college fund, ask her what other goals she would like to accomplish by starting her own business. As she shares with you her key motivating factors one at a time, write them down. Be intentional about getting her to talk about each of these points in a way that gets her excited about them. The more passionate your prospects are about achieving the things that are important to them, the more likely they'll be to join your business. Another benefit that comes from showing an interest in the things that are important to people is that it strengthens your relationships. Now, step 3. Determine what your prospective business partners need to know about the business in order to make a decision. By understanding exactly what a person needs to know in order to make a decision, you can then focus your time discussing those things rather than guessing what they need to know. Here's a sample question you could ask. Pam, based upon the information you've reviewed thus far, what else do you need to know in order to make a decision as to whether this is something that you would have an interest in pursuing? When people tell you what else they need to know, understand that oftentimes there is more than one thing they need to know. As an example, if Pam said that she needs to know more about the company, ask, Pam, other than learning more about the company, is there anything else you need to know? If she says she would need to know more about the compensation plan, then say, I'd be very happy to help you understand any aspect of the compensation plan that is important to you. Pam, other than learning more about our company and the compensation plan, is there anything else on your mind that you feel you would need to learn more about? Then continue this process until you've identified each of the points that are important to her. The reason you want to understand the issues on her mind is because only then can you address them. You also want to make sure that you are being productive with your time by talking about the points that will ultimately lead to a positive decision. Step 4, provide the information in a positive, helpful manner. After learning what your prospective partners still think they need to know to make a decision, spend your time talking only about those points. Ask good questions and listen well. Don't talk too much. Be sure to address their questions and or concerns, and be careful not to address concerns they don't have. Before addressing the points they've told you are important to them, make sure you are crystal clear on exactly what they really need to know. As an example, if Pam says she needs to know more about the company, then before rambling on about the company, ask her what she feels she needs to know about the company. Her answer may be as simple as, where are they headquartered? By identifying exactly what she needs to know, you can then focus on addressing the specific point on her mind. So the first thing to do is to understand the big picture of what people feel they need to learn about our business. After identifying all their questions or concerns, go over each point one at a time, and as you do, get specific with precisely what they need to know. As you go through each point, and before moving on to the next point, ask if your response answered their question. Make sure they are comfortable with your response. Once you have addressed a point, continue until each point has been discussed to their satisfaction. Remember, in all your conversations, focus on what's important to your prospects. Try to avoid talking about yourself. This isn't about you, it's about them. Step 5, ask for a decision. When you are successful in building a prospect's belief and confidence in our business and in their ability to succeed, they will generally be ready to get started. Sometimes they'll tell you they're ready to get started. Sometimes you'll need to ask for the decision. When asking for the decision, be sensitive and perceptive. Be aware of signals your prospect is sending you. If you sense someone is not prepared to make a decision, don't push it. Nobody likes to be pressured. When people are not ready to make a decision, something is holding them back and you need to identify what it is. On the other hand, if you're talking with someone who is positive about your business, you need to ask for a decision. Hey Pam, now that we have talked about each of the things you wanted to learn more about, are you ready to learn your next step? When people are ready to learn the actual steps to getting started, ask them to watch the next step video on our business presentation site. You'll want to get people started in the business the same way you got started. Once people learn how to get started, then you want to ask for a final decision to get started. Here's an example. Pam, I'm really looking forward to working with you. I feel that we can build a successful business together. I understand your goals and I believe we can accomplish them working together. In fact, I would really enjoy helping you achieve them. Is there anything else you need to know before you get started, or are you ready to go? If there is still something she needs to know, discuss it and then ask her if she's ready to get started. When asking for a decision, if you sense some hesitation, continue with some gentle probing. You might ask, hey Pam, I can tell you're excited, but at the same time, I sense there is something holding you back. Is there still something unresolved in your mind? If there is something, ask her if she would be open to discussing it with you. Some people will be reluctant to share what's holding them back. It may be that they're questioning whether they'll have adequate time available. It may be that they're questioning whether they think they can really be successful. They may be wondering how supportive their spouse is going to be. It could be one of 50 different things that have nothing to do with you or our business. When there is something holding people back, carefully identify what it is so that you can discuss it with them. As an example, when people question their own skills and abilities, they generally won't volunteer this information. However, if you treat them like a friend and ask them what's on their mind, they'll generally tell you what's holding them back. By taking your time to learn about your prospects' hidden concerns, you will often be able to help them work through whatever it is that's holding them back. If you don't identify people's hidden concerns, you can't help them. And even worse, you won't know why they aren't making a positive decision. If you are not successful in gaining positive decisions for any reason, then you need to continue to build people's belief in themselves and in our business. Keep in mind that for most people, their greatest reservation is their lack of self-confidence. Since building a business is something they may not have done before, it is natural for them to have some reservations about their ability to build a successful business. Knowing this, continue to say things that will build their confidence in their ability to be successful. Look for positive attributes in people and tell them why you believe they can be successful in this business. The more convinced you sound when building their confidence, the more confident they'll become and the more likely they'll be to join you in this business. When people have been introduced to our business and are open to learning more, your goal is to build their belief. Here are the most popular options being used to build people's belief who have an interest and who want to make a decision but aren't ready. Discuss these options with one or more of your upline business partners to see which of these options are available to you. The first one is the one-on-one belief building session. This is when you get together face-to-face with people who have been presented our business and who are open to learning more. This in-person meeting should be scheduled within 48 hours to keep the momentum moving while their interest is high. Since these people have already been introduced to the business, you will not be given a presentation when you get together. Instead, your agenda will be to review the 5 steps to gaining a positive decision. If your interested prospects are local, it should always be your goal to get together with them in person as soon as possible. When you get together with people, you're able to strengthen your relationship, focus on their specific areas of interest, and receive their undivided attention. Getting together face-to-face produces the highest percentage of positive decisions. Number 2, the 2-on-1 belief building session. This is when you and one of your upline business partners get together with your prospective business partner. Your agenda is the same as the one-on-one belief building session, but in this case, your upline business partner will do most of the talking, providing you an opportunity to learn. The third way of building belief is the private business rally. With this type of presentation, you'll be inviting a small group of people to your home, to the home of one of your upline business partners, or some other desirable location free of distractions. At this presentation, one of your upline business partners will give a professional presentation to the entire group at one time. This is a productive way to provide more information because you'll be providing more information to the entire group at one time. If you have introduced the business to someone who is interested in learning more, but the next private business rally is more than 48 hours away, then use one of the other belief building options so you don't lose momentum. The fourth way of building belief is a large group presentation. This is also commonly referred to as a hotel meeting. These larger presentations are one of the most powerful ways to build people's belief. These gatherings provide your people an opportunity to mingle with other successful Unicity franchise partners, to hear a presentation from one or more local leaders, to see company information and products displayed on the table, to hear testimonials, and to feel the excitement that comes from these events. When inviting people to any event, encourage them to block out enough time to be part of what's planned at the event and to spend private time with you after it's over. When people are excited about our business after an event, you want to be prepared to get them started. Once again, if this presentation is more than 48 hours away, use one of the other belief building options so you don't lose momentum. The fifth option for building belief is the three-way call. A three-way call is when you and one of your business partners get on the phone together with one of your prospects. Three-way calls have been proven to be one of the most effective options for building people's belief, especially for those long-distance prospects. The goal of the three-way call is to answer any remaining questions your prospects may have, to show them the type of support that is available, to give them an opportunity to talk to other people in the business, and to hear their stories. Oftentimes, just talking to someone else in the business helps validate our business in their minds. Please read this section of the training manual to learn exactly how to set up three-way calls. If you do not have the three-way phone calling feature available with your phone service, you will need to have this option added. You will also want to become familiar with how to use this feature before doing your first three-way phone call. The sixth option for building belief is a webinar presentation. Webinars are seminars or presentations that are transmitted over the web. Often these presentations are simply online PowerPoint or slide presentations. Webinars are another highly productive way to provide more information for interested prospects. If you plan to invite people to watch an upcoming webinar, follow the steps outlined in this section of your manual. If the next webinar is more than 48 hours away, use one of the other belief building options so that you don't lose momentum. Remember, do not let more than 48 hours go by without your prospects doing something to learn more about our business. And the seventh way to build belief is a conference call presentation. Like the webinar, these presentations can be an effective way to provide your prospects more information about our business. When inviting people to hear one of our company's conference calls, follow the webinar instructions. And then, number 8, watch more Unicity videos. Unicity and its leadership have produced several professional video presentations to help build your prospects' knowledge, confidence, and belief in our business and products. Ask your sponsor for the web address of these websites. And lastly, number 9, sending your prospect to our corporate website at unicity.com. Sending people to Unicity's website is always a good thing to do, but don't rely solely on this website to build your people's confidence and belief in our business. Since very few people get emotionally excited about a business by reading words on a website, it's best to use the website in conjunction with one of the other methods. Let's now talk about knowing the next step and how important that is. One of the most important things to focus on in the recruiting process is to always know your next step. When people review information but aren't ready to make a decision to get started, you need to continue to build their belief until the time they make the decision. Knowing your next step is a critical part of this process. Whatever you do, never get off the phone or leave an appointment with a prospect without having scheduled the next step. Any of these belief building options can be used for a person's second, third, fourth, or even fifth exposure to our business. Whatever method you choose to provide more information, make sure you schedule the next appointment. If you do not schedule the time to talk by phone or to meet in person, you will lose momentum, which will greatly reduce your odds of them joining our business. It will also mean that you're playing a lot of phone tag chasing them and trying to track them down. Always try to schedule the next appointment within 48 hours. If you set a firm appointment to either talk by phone or to get together in person, Then your prospect knows the next step, you know the next step, and ideally your prospect will have reviewed the information you gave him or her and will be prepared for your next conversation. Now, let me wrap up. The one thing that stands between the prospects on your list and their long-term success in our business is this: the belief that the time they spend in eager pursuit of our business, utilizing the strategies and principles taught herein, will cause them to get more than they might get by directing those hours in any other business effort. That's your job. One of the most unique benefits of the Unicity business model is the fact that anyone can build a successful business if they will apply themselves and commit to growing and developing each day. If you will work your business diligently over the next 3 to 5 years, focusing on constant and never-ending improvement, you can enjoy a quality of life that very few people are fortunate enough to enjoy. When you have people who are ready to get started, watch the next video titled Step 4, Get My Partner Started, and learn how to get your new franchise partner started correctly. Congratulations on completing the third lesson in this training program.